we had a harder way. Know that I've been ballin' on my harder way. If you want these problems, gotta start with me. Only breaking bread with ones who start with me. All these losses really took my heart away. Look me in my eyes, you seen a star today.
Straight facts. Thanks for joining us. It's your host Sosa. You already know.
I'm my man Sosa was in the cut. Your boy Ace, and we got the man,
The myth.
TkMn. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much.
So hold up, before we get started, is it TkMn or TK Shack?
For artist name is TkMn, but on IG I'm TK Shack though. You know,
All over IG, social media, I see TK Shack all the time, so I had to get the record straight, bro.
Just had to clear the air, you know?
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that name?
So TK, that's my nickname, and then MN, that's my initials.
Oh, your initials? Okay, pretty straightforward, pretty straight to the point.
And what got you into like music, rap, hip hop overall, you know?
I would say rap and music are two different things for me. Like I started off doing the singing thing, honestly.
Like
I was when I was
R&B?
young, yeah, like Usher, Neo, like that was what I was onto when I was growing up. So I got into that type of bag, you know what I mean? And then later on, like maybe around my preteen teens, that's when I got into rap and incorporating it into the music more.
So you started to diversify at a young age, essentially. Right? So you worked on multiple crafts, which is a pretty good thing. So that means that you're pretty talented. You could sing and you could rap.
I feel like that's up for the people to decide. You have to search me up.
Spotify.
So you're Jamaican descent. How do you feel that has had an impact on your music?
I think the way that Caribbeans make music is very vibe dependent. So I think I kind of bring that to my music. A lot of it's melodic based, you know, so maybe that could have been from listening to that much music the way that I did growing up. So I guess I could have, you know, and maybe a little bit of island music.
Island flavor,
you know, for sure.
Yeah, man, everything out here, right? That chill vibe, like, you know what I mean? And I get it, all my Jamaicans out there, you know? But, you know, talk about Jamaicans. Tell me about your family, your friends, like, you know, have they been supportive of your music journey so far?
Yeah, I mean, my friends are, you know, they're behind the camera.
Oh, shout out to the broskies. See y'all. All the niggas pulled up. And about your parents?
My family, yes. My dad is really heavily into music, and we talk about music business all the time. You know, my mom, she's less on the business side, you know, but she supports all the way. You know, very supportive. So I appreciate that a lot. And my brother, my big brother.
Oh, your brother talks about you all the time, broski. He came the other day with Sleepy, talking in the studio about you all day, every day. Talk about your connects. Your brother loves you, bro. Shout out to broski. You love your brothers, man.
Of course. Like, starting off, I guess, doing the music, then he would be funding, like, helping with that, because at that age, I couldn't really do anything, you know?
So you would pay for, like, the features or, like, the beats?
Like, videos and stuff like that when I was really young, you know, before I kind of step out and do my thing. So that's just mad love, you know, and hopefully I'll try to repay him someday. All of my family actually helps, so. Sleepy too, of course, he's doing this music thing. We have a song, Traffic.
Oh yeah, it's big too.
My other fam, my other cousin, Shamsi. Yeah, it's all music, doing stuff in music, and they all kind of help each other out and try to make things happen.
That's a good thing that you have such a big group to support you.
100%.
You know, so it's a lot of support that you have, so it'll only make things better, that's for sure. So who are some of your biggest inspirations in music overall?
Inspirations? For me, I guess the way that my music is played out, I'll say, you know, Usher, Neo for the R&B, Justin Bieber too, that was when Justin Bieber, he was doing his thing.
I'm not mad at that answer. Justin Bieber's got a little song going.
For sure.
So,
speak on it.
Young Thug for sure.
Yeah.
A$AP Rocky, Jay-Z, MF Doom, R.I.P. Sway Lee and Ray Shremmer.
Okay.
I would say that helps with like making catchier music, and Sway Lee, his voice is kind of, you know, it's higher pitched like mine can be. So I think I took a lot from him and how he makes music.
Well, it's probably diversity.
Definitely. Somebody, Frank Ocean, The Weeknd, of course, Tory Lanez. Roddy Ricch recently too. A Boogie. Drake, of course, you can't miss like that when you're growing up. That's all you hear.
100%. Nah, for sure, man. I'll let you answer that question. You know, I kind of listen to your stuff, you know, and like I love the vibe, right? So let me ask you, like, how would you describe the music you typically create, right? You touched on the rappers that and artists that you know influence you in your last question. So thinking about that, like, you know, how would you describe your music?
I would describe it as melodic hip hop with a little bit of R&B at times.
That's why when you said Roddy Ricch, I'm like, yep.
That's kind of the style that I'm in right now. But I'm gonna be doing a lot more stuff, so I can only tell you right now. But in the future, it might be a little different. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you're coming out with a new song. What's the creative process like?
I honestly never fully write a song. A lot of times I'm freestyling it, you know, like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z style. It's
You just go in the booth, you just start from scratch.
A lot of the times now, I used to write, but I don't be doing that often. And I'll never fully write a song. Sometimes I'll just write the freestyles that I have in the studio down while I'm in the studio. But other than that, yeah, just going off of how I'm feeling, you know. It's just nice to do it off the top. It adds like a little more pressure. You gotta be a little clutch and get stuff out there. So yeah.
What do you enjoy the most about being an artist?
Ooh, that one is
a big one. It's a tough one.
Being an artist, I think, is being able to express yourself in a way that's unique to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, they want to share how they're feeling, but it's different when you're confiding in someone. It up front it's weird.
Yeah.
But I can do it on a song and I can do it. It's just a song. But
It's
really that's how I'm
raw.
feeling though.
Right,
You know?
right.
And it's just like that. So I like that.
It's a getaway.
It's how I'm feeling at the time.
It's a getaway.
Put it down.
Right. And what do you prefer out of the three? Writing, recording, or performing?
It has to be performing, because writing and recording, that's the real work behind it. That's like shooting in the gym.
Yes.
But then the performing is the real game. You see how your music translates. You don't really know. You're kind of in a vacuum. At least as an artist, like you're not really sure how the stuff is gonna go until you actually perform.
Yes.
So I think performing is the best. You know, I'm trying to get better at it. You know, so I'm gonna keep doing some more.
Nobody wants to practice. Everybody wants to be shooting the fourth quarter shots, right?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
You get nervous?
No, I don't get nervous at all. No.
It's a genuine question.
I don't.
So what's the biggest problem you've encountered on your music career? Or your music journey?
Biggest problem, I think, is just building up and getting the opportunities. That's the hardest part. Because in order to do that thing, to get that hit, to get on that radio, it takes a lot of steps. So that's always going to be the biggest thing, kind of progressing. Because you can't just go from 0 to 100. You have to go, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. So that's, I guess, the biggest obstacle, but it's also a good thing. You need to do that in order to get ready. So when you're at 100, you're not going to fall because you've been kind of building the blocks already.
Yeah.
You set your foundation essentially.
100%.
Yeah. And listen, I gotta tell you, the producers just before told me, bro, that you were at a music camp. Okay, and that's why you were late. So what's up with that? Like, what's up with that camp? And is that how you perfect your craft?
I'll say, shout out Ensemble, shout out Formula. That's the program I'm in.
Okay.
Downtown, City, Abe, Rebecca, Curtis. They're doing their thing.
Can you tell us more about the camp?
I'm working with my producer and engineer, DeFlair. Making music.
Right.
And y'all will hear the music sometime in the future. Yes.
Quite the suspense. Quite the suspense.
That's all I can say.
I heard shout outs. I heard it's suspense. Tune in.
Yeah, exactly. It's only a matter of time, right?
It does help with the craft though, for sure. Because when you're around people that really know what they're doing, it's different. You're kind of shown the ropes, more experience.
And these are all local people?
Yeah, they're all local people. But I would say don't let that fool you, because there's a lot of talent here.
Yes, sir.
It's just we're starting to get, you know, more recognition for it. So we're just as talented as people from Toronto, LA. It's not New York, you know, it's not different. We just have to get that shine. So that's happening. So
That's what's up.
Doesn't matter.
And we all know music is subjective, you know. So therefore, what keeps you going when people hate or criticize on your music?
honestly, it depends on the type, I guess. Like there's a difference between hate and criticism.
Right.
Hate, like I can't really pay.
It's a strong word, hate.
Yeah, hate is like, what can I do about that? But criticism is different. They'll always have something that, you know, you can actually, you know, listen back to your music and be like, okay, I can work on that and I'll do that. I'm not a perfect artist, so I don't have that complex. I'm just trying to work on my craft and be the best that I can be. So if I think that opinion is something I can use and build on, then I'm cool with that.
Right, constructive criticism.
That's right. Yeah, that makes sense. What differentiates yourself from other artists?
In general, we talking about
Yeah,
art.
in general.
In general, I think
Like, what makes us say, yo, tap into TkMn? You know what I mean?
I have a distinct sound. I don't sound like anybody. That's one thing. And then versatility. I can do a lot of different music, and I'm gonna keep expanding on that as I release. But yeah, the versatility and the sound. You won't get a sound from anyone else except for me from that. So that's why you should listen to me. TkMn.
TkMn is the name. And I love your drive. I love the passion, brother. Now, let me ask you, should I say, what do you think is missing in the Ottawa scene, right, to help artists such as yourself, you know, to reach the next level?
I honestly think that there's more than people think, but they have to actually search it up. I think a lot of people don't search up things like that. There's a lot of funding, there's a lot of opportunities. So if you're not getting those opportunities, then you're not searching it out. That's what I feel. Because I mean, as soon as I started really, you know, asking for guidance and support, I got it. So I don't really think that it's like that. Ottawa has a lot of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the best advice you've ever been given for your music career?
It's a big one.
The best advice I've ever been given. I had to think.
Take your time.
I got a lot
Take
of
your
them.
time.
I would say it's to have empathy for people, because you never know what's going on in their life. So it's always good to just treat people like how they should be treated. A lot of people, you know, they're kind of
Judgy.
weird with that. You know,
Yeah.
they act like no one should know them or anything like that. That's just weird to me. Everyone's a human being. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Everybody has their struggles. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest or best advice I've been given, for sure.
So essentially, stay true to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Let me ask you, if you weren't pursuing a career as an artist, what would you be? What would you be pushing for? What would you be chasing for excellence for? Like, what would be your dream job?
Dermatology. I'm actually doing school right now as well as that. So for that, I guess I'm doing what I would have been doing, I guess.
Well, you're studying right now to be a dermatologist?
You know, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
It's like Roddy Wave there, man of all trade, right? Rob Wave, yeah, T Grizzly, that's it. Yeah, this man does it all, right? But that's interesting, man. And when are you graduating?
I'm going to be graduating. I'm getting my bachelor's at the end of the next year.
Mhm.
So from there, you know, there's a lot more stuff. But the thing is the music as well. I have to at least get my master's. As a black man, I feel like
Yes, sir.
it would just be amazing to have that,
Yeah.
you know?
For
I
sure.
want to have, you know, an impact on the community, you know, show people that, you know, wherever you come from, that you can succeed and you can be successful. So that's for me. That's what I want to do.
It's a lot of hard work. Man. Congrats, for sure. What's one experience that you can say that made you into the artist that you are today? Like, without that one experience, we wouldn't have you as an artist.
Right.
Okay. I've been doing it for a while, but I'll say when I was young, elementary school, there was a music teacher that I had. Her name was Miss Penner.
Shout out to Miss Penner, wherever you are.
And she actually encouraged me to do this music competition, and I was an honorable mention. I think it was good to be there because, I wasn't like fully out of it, but I wasn't fully in it, so it kind of gave me a sense of, okay, I can do something, but I have to put in the work.
Yeah.
But just that it's motivation, especially when you're a younger.
It gives you drive, right?
Yeah, you can do it, so it's possible. So
Yeah.
that kind of led me to think, okay, let me keep working on it so I can get to that spot.
100%.
Got to master your craft.
I mean, from the music contest, honorable mention, to being on Spotify, right?
Now, right?
To being on the brinks of breaking in the industry, right? I mean, we all know about the Hardaway song, the Six Buzz collab, right? Tell us your inspiration, behind the song. Like, what inspired you to make that song?
Honestly, it was just a lot of freestyles put together. I freestyle all the time. I freestyle in the shower. I freestyle, in my room. I freestyle sometimes in the studio. There's a whole bunch of freestyles that came together.
Sometimes in the studio. You gotta be freestyling all the time in the studio, man. That's studio time, right?
That is.
The man does it in the shower, bro.
It's different. It's like, hey, that's what happened. If I didn't do it, then Hardaway wouldn't be here. So
Right.
that's just how it is.
And how did the Six Buzz collabo happen?
Yeah.
Actually, that was Jay Creole. He set that up for me. So,
Shout out to Jay Creole.
I appreciate
Shout out
that.
to Jay.
So can you tell us about the impact on getting on Spotify's Northern Lights playlist? Northern Bar playlist, sorry, my bad. Northern Bar.
It was different. I feel like it's a social proof, When
Yes,
you get
sir.
that social proof, it's a different thing. People take you more seriously. When
Yeah.
I dropped Hardaway and I got on Northern Bars, I was really a certified Ottawa rapper pretty much from then on. So it did a lot for me, I would say.
The DMs blew up. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to link up now. All that BS. How did the DM go? Like, did you get girls that used to curve you, now they
Trying to
interested?
holler at you.
Or maybe producers or artists that before didn't have enough time for collabs, but now they do?
They randomly have openings.
Tell us about that. You don't have to stress the DM, but tell us about that.
There's definitely some reaching out from other experiences, I guess.
You're very political, man.
But that's just how it goes. People don't take you serious until you really do it, and only you know what you're capable of doing. So that's okay. A lot of time, if I get in a room and they might not have heard me, or if they have heard me, they don't take me serious. I just take that as a challenge. I like it. Next time I see them, they're gonna know. So I like it.
Embrace being the underdog.
So if someone, let's say you were to be in that room and you had that one person that hasn't heard your music, what would be the first song that you'd have them listen and why?
I will say Hardaway.
For sure. And that bar with the 05 Pistons.
Yeah, go first.
That team was solid though.
The 05 Pistons? The year after they won the chip? Hold on. 2004 they lost.
That was the year after them.
That's the year it was. And that team was
good though.
arguably better.
Yeah, they're
Amazing song, bro.
I appreciate that. It's catchy. I feel like it's something you can dance to. You can feel it. There's some memorable lines in there. So I think I would do Hardaway for sure.
Yeah, but that's the past. And talk to us about your upcoming projects, your new projects. I know a few days ago you dropped Popstar TK. On the internet. Tell us about it. The message that you're trying to convey in there and overall in your music.
I wish it could be deeper than what it actually is, but it's really
Like a quick EP, like
it's like a real start to like TkMn as an artist. It's more like an intro, outro, and then 3 songs that I think are mainstream in terms of the appeal that they have. And then me putting that together is, okay, this is what I have for someone that hasn't listened to me yet. They have this project to listen to. They can listen to that, and then I can keep working from there and dropping singles. I'm going to be dropping more soon too.
most definitely.
There's a lot of good things to come. Good things to come. So, what's your favorite music era?
Your music era. I feel like it's going to be so biased because
It's okay.
it has to be. It's got to be 2010s for me. 2010s for me, yeah. Because I think for the music that I'm making,
Okay.
that's where it shifted, you know.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%. Go ahead.
that's what I'm living in. So without that, I wouldn't be able to do what I have to do.
So would you say that the 2010s have had more of an impact to your music overall, like the shaping your music?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the influences that I had from the 2010s, so for sure.
Okay. And how do you view your current climate on today's hip hop? So, are you content with it in general?
I think I am. The way hip hop is, it's kind of everything. Like even look at Lil Nas X, like country is even run by hip hop. That's crazy.
Right.
It's just everything. Rock, they're doing rock now, heavy metal in hip hop. Like it's just all encompassing. So I love the climate. Every time someone's listening to music, they'll always go back to hip hop. There's always something with hip hop in it. So for sure.
Hip hop is the most popular genre, right? Started in the 70s. But that being said, what is your Mount Rushmore, okay, of artists? It doesn't have to be necessarily hip hop. We know you're a man that like his R&B. Top 4, and unfortunately, you cannot be one of them.
Artist. Yeah, I'm gonna tie like influence and quality and everything. I'm gonna go. Because it's a new and the old. It's a new and the old and stuff.
The OGs will be mad. The young bucks will be mad. Like you gotta pick 4. You gotta pick 4.
I'm gonna put Frank Ocean on.
Frank Ocean.
That's one.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Jay-Z.
Of course.
Okay, that's fair.
Like that.
I'm gonna put Lil Wayne.
I know a few niggas bad or happy about that.
Lil Wayne has to be on there.
Yeah.
100%.
You said 2010s. No choice.
And I gotta put
Final spot.
someone. I'm gonna put The Weeknd on there.
The Weeknd as your top 4? To round up the top 4?
Out of the top 4, who's your favorite rapper? Who's your favorite like artist out of those 4?
Our top 4.
A good one.
It sounds like it's Lil Wayne, but I won't be biased. I won't say that.
I'm gonna say it's Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean, really?
The first one you mentioned.
Alright.
Why is that? I'm curious.
Yeah.
I mean, he has probably the best album, the 2010s. That's one. The way he makes R&B music is just different.
Right.
That's just what I like. I mean, everybody on the Mount Rushmore that I have is exceptional. So it's kind of, they all do the same thing, but I think the way that he does work and the quality of work he has is crazy. Because a lot of people on the Mount Rushmore, they have a couple misses, here and there. Mostly great, but I would say he has pretty much a spotless record right now.
I love that answer because that's your answer.
What's your favorite album of all time? And why?
Favorite album of all time?
It's a big one.
Take your time.
Only one.
You only one.
That's a very good one. It's a very hard one, actually.
I'm gonna go with Carter 3.
Carter 3.
Yes.
Carter 3 over Carter 2 for real? Hold on.
Because the way that he could do everything was in that album. That's why I think it just had too much diversity, and he was on his game too. He was on his
What's
game.
your favorite song from that album, if you had to pick?
Oh shit. I would choose the baby feature is fire.
Yeah?
But I'm gonna choose Dr. Carter.
Really?
Yes.
Over
That's just
Playing with
the-
Fire though?
Yes.
Really? I don't know.
Dr.
Dr. Carter was something
insane.
special, I won't even lie.
The way that he did that is, I don't think many of these rappers can even try to attempt to do that,
Yeah, there's a lot of
arthritis in my hand from writing. I'm a doctor, so they don't understand my writing.
The bars were hard, the bars were
Like
hard.
the Lil Wayne days, if you do not know, you'll never know. Well, go on YouTube, baby. And we'll finish off with this. What accomplishments do you see yourself achieving in the next 5 to 10 years?
I want to have like a songwriting group, coalition, kind of in the city. I want to be seen as a songwriter for sure. I want to be seen as someone that Ottawa can be proud of as an artist. We have TkMn. That's our artist. or one of our artists, because there's
there's
so much room.
There's
so
a
much room
bunch,
for
there's a
everybody.
bunch.
Definitely doing shows, like real shows.
Yeah.
Every show is real, but you know when it's a different thing. It's a different thing.
Yeah,
Like
different
Yeah.
feeling.
Blues Fest headline.
Yeah.
Type,
Yes, sir.
Rolling Loud, stuff like that. Definitely see myself doing stuff like that, and big collabs. You know.
If you don't mind me asking one last question, what would be, if you could choose any venue that you could literally perform at, which venue would it be?
Have to be Madison Square. Of course.
Madison Square?
Classic.
Yeah, that's actually
MSG,
If
right?
you make it to
Bright
Madison
lights.
Square, you made it.
Yeah.
You're solidified. So 100%.
Yeah.
And that's straight FedEx. TkMn. Thanks for coming, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, man.
Straight facts, here we go. Back at it again, we got TkMn, we got Manny, Zobrigante. We're gonna talk about sports. I'm gonna let Manny take it off. Let's go.
All right. How you doing today?
I'm good. And you?
Well, nice to have you. I heard that you know what you're talking about, the basketball world.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have a hooper, that's what
You're a
saying.
hooper, right?
I try to hoop, you know.
Try to hoop, okay.
Well, we'll have to see. I'll have to see.
Okay. All right. Go
Quick
ahead.
question: did you used to play ball in like high school days, or?
I played ball in high school, but I didn't play for the high school team. You know, I was focused on the music.
Yeah.
That was just my main thing.
What school did you go to?
I went to St. Pius.
Oh, St. Pius. They didn't have no uniform there, did they?
I don't even.
No, you don't remember.
They had.
Cause last time we played St. Pius, I remember we beat them by like 30 or something.
You gotta bring back the time machine.
Damn. I was back in the days. I don't know if things changed or.
Yeah, now they're a prep school.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I graduated, they turned into a prep school for basketball.
like
so
that, oh,
nobody's really touching them, to be honest. I don't know.
Okay.
And like your big song that's going off, like it's been out for a while, but it's a catchy tune, The Harder Way. What inspired you in that song? Is it like the basketball play? Is there a reason why'd you call it Harder Way?
Honestly, it just came to me. I had nothing else to say. I didn't think, okay, I need a song to treat Penny Hardaway. But I'm glad to have a song that does that, you know, because he's a great player, and you know, some circumstances happened, and he wasn't able to do what he should have done, but he did the best that he could. So that's one thing too that I rock with. So
My question is, are we gonna have a song about Kobe though? I want to hear.
well, I don't know, R.I.P. Kobe though, 'cause I just don't. It'd be weird to do that now because I don't want to make the song in more of a sad light, you know.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Sure, I know what you mean. Do you have a top 5 though? What's your top 5? Would you say?
Top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan won, always won.
Okay.
Okay, you're starting off well right now.
So LeBron is
no Brown on your top
LeBron
5.
is
So
always,
tell me no Brown on
is
your top
always-
5.
Well, no, I won't say always too.
Okay.
But
Would you put LeBron in your top 5?
always?
Yes.
Yes, be at least top 3.
Remember, you started off your list with a guy that's 6-0 in the finals. All right, that's okay. We're saying. Continue.
All right, we got Jordan 1.
Yeah.
That's a good start, Jordan.
LeBron 2. LeBron 2.
LeBron
That's
2.
okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's debatable.
No, he's gonna be top 5, so there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Who else?
Kareem.
Okay, yeah, he's already there. Cap, yeah.
Is there any reason in particular you put Kareem as number 3?
I think 6 MVPs, the
Right.
championships. He should have had more finals MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why he's not above the others is when he was in his prime, he didn't win as much as he should have. Other than that, that's why he's at. I would say. And the longevity too. That's why.
That's fair.
Okay.
We got 3, okay. Can't go wrong with those 3.
Everything after this is like, you know, it can go either way. Depends on what you think of other players. Like me, I have Magic Johnson lower than a lot of people.
Yes.
That's fair.
And
Would you put Magic Johnson in your top 10? No.
Yeah, he's still in the
Okay.
top 10.
He's
He
still
just
in the
did
top
too
10.
much, you know. He's already.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So right now we are number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
I'll say. I'll put Kobe in there. I'll put Kobe.
Okay.
That's fair.
I
that's
think
fair. Yeah.
he just did all that he could.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I like.
Yeah.
And he was chasing a ghost, a hard one. You know what I mean? So
He got 5.
yeah, 5 out of 7. It's better than LeBron. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Let's go.
That's a
Nah, I'm just saying, I'm just me. My top 5, I look at the finals records, but yo, to each their own, you know? There's nothing wrong with your list, go ahead.
And one more, I
The
think.
last one, yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it'd be messed up to not put Bill Russell in there. I'll put Bill Russell in there.
You got
Okay.
the most yeah. That's good.
Who's your favorite team, by the way? I want to hear it. I feel like there's a story with that.
It used to be the Pelicans or the Hornets. They were the Hornets at the time. You know, Anthony Davis was my favorite player by
Hornets,
far.
man.
Yeah, I just rocked with
Pelicans?
Anthony Davis and Gordon Hayward. Hella like Utah Jazz. They used to be, but Magic. The Magic are my team. They've been my team for a while now.
Okay, Dwight Howard Magic or before then with Penny Hardaway?
Sadly, after that's what I've been dealing with.
Oh wow.
We got a good team, like a younger team, like they can do.
With
well.
Dwight and Tukulu?
They said after.
After?
Yeah. Now they got Paolo Banchero.
Yeah. You think that kid's any good?
He's gonna be better than Carmelo for sure.
Carmelo Anthony?
Yes, Carmelo.
Well, I just want to make sure we're talking about the same Carmelo here.
Yes, Carmelo Anthony. I
In
have
what sense better than Carmelo? I just want to, like, cause for me, like, why you think Carmelo's not a great in your opinion?
okay. If Carmelo was 6'10",
Yeah.
you know, and he was
Okay.
stronger,
All right.
and he had better posts, and he was more athletic,
Okay.
and he was a better passer. Like that's pretty much.
But you don't think Carmelo's jump shot, his body of work is wet? It's just nasty. Like, you know, that man 62 at the Garden. They still remember now what you know. Like I'm just saying, like Carmelo is not who he is back then, but Paolo's nice. But really, you think he's gonna be better than Carmelo?
I'll say that. Let's look at this. How many finals has he been in?
Oh, that's a fact. No,
How many conference finals has he been in?
just one.
And was he the best even on that team?
That year, he was like probably the second best player in the league that year.
Which team?
09.
Yeah.
09 Denver Nuggets. It was Kobe.
Was he the
better
leader
than-
though? Of his team?
Was he the
Or was
leader
it
of his
Chauncey?
team? No, probably. He's probably offensive leader, but
He's a
overall
captain.
leader
Yeah,
probably
wasn't
not.
the leader of the team that got to the conference finals after he did
But
that?
is Kevin Durant the leader though? No?
Yes.
What?
Okay, so when OKC went to the finals, when OKC went to the finals,
I'm just like,
who was the best player undoubtedly?
which team?
When
Like the
OKC
Warriors
went
team?
to the
No, it's
when
not about
OKC went to the
OKC
finals.
against
Who's the best
Bayern in
player?
2012, 10 years
Who's the
ago.
best player? Who's
On
the
that
leader?
team?
Yes.
It doesn't make him a leader. Kevin Durant is the best player, but it doesn't make him a leader.
So
He
didn't
did by
lead them to
example.
the
He gave his
finals.
buckets to sell him.
Derek Fisher was a leader on that team, man. What you talking about?
Fisher's on the bench. He used to be on the bench.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Alright,
I guess leader can't be on the bench. That's
Okay.
I mean, he was starting a little bit, you know. But I mean, not really.
He did his thing.
Okay.
You know, he was just.
Alright, so based
cool.
off
He's cool.
based off, you say you know basketball, you say you've been a Magic fan, you've been honest about it. Yeah, he's a real basketball fan. Some people say they're Lakers, they're Boston Celtics. I know some fans that have new teams every season, depending on the trade deadline. But yeah, that's another story for another day. So, what would you say is the best era of basketball that you've watched?
That I've watched.
Yeah.
I haven't watched many eras, so I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I do think the 2000s.
So is that one with Shaq, 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's. It just had like the legends now. They were just starting to get into the league, and then you had, you know, the more recent legends
Right,
from them getting into the prime and stuff like that. So it was just nice to see that. I think that was probably the better era.
I have a feeling that you used to be a Miami fan, like with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James and Chris Paul. No? You never liked that team?
I like that they were a good team. I didn't really have any favorite team at that point, you know.
Okay. Well, if you say so.
I'm getting baited, huh? I'm getting baited.
So what do you think about the whole Kevin Durant situation there?
Honestly, I think it's ridiculous because he signed long term,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
He could have just not done that.
Facts.
He wanted Steve Nash. He wanted DeAndre Jordan
Right.
You want James Harden?
for some reason.
And most importantly, he wanted that money.
Kyrie Irving.
Even though, you know, he's very unpredictable. Great player though.
Right.
He picked two unpredictable players to be his, you know, co-stars, and then
Right.
now he's kind of whining that it's not going his way. So I don't really like that. But he's an amazing player though.
Yeah.
Amazing player.
What do you think's gonna happen? Do you think he's gonna play or he's gonna get traded?
But he's definitely not retiring. I don't know what the whole retirement situation was, but and he ain't going to China, right? I don't think that's happening either.
I honestly think the Nets might just fire Steve Nash and keep him because it's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Would you rather keep?
But
Steve Nash only had 1 year?
you also wanted Sean Marks to.
Yeah, they want
to get out.
and that sucks because he was.
Yeah.
They messed up their franchise really badly. They did it again. They did it right then, and they got good, and then they did it again.
So if you were the Nets owner at this moment, what would you do?
I'd have to fire them. I'd have to fire them because
You saying fucking fire all of them.
Steve Nash cannot give me a ring. I'm sorry, he can't do that. He's not gonna put 30 on.
So
the
you're
board.
for the players then?
I'm for the,
Because
some of the
as an
goals.
owner, you have no choice, right? You got to choose either you take your management or you're going to go by the players. And this is a player that's bipolar, that can just decide one day that he likes you and then goes create a burner account and disrespect you. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't know what you're dealing with, right? It's like the guy says he wanted to be Golden State and then he jumps to Brooklyn and then like now he's I don't know. To me, I don't. He's a great player, but there's a lot of questionable moves that he does. You know, I don't know how you feel about that, but.
I don't, I obviously wouldn't like it because it kind of, it doesn't help the NBA as a whole. But now it's different, so it's cool. It's cool now.
Yeah.
But I would say, to me, he's a top 50 player of all time.
No, for sure.
Even I won't say he's top 10 because Steph Curry he did too much now. He's in the top 10.
Do you think his championships are valid, or it's only going to be valid till he gets one outside of the Golden State umbrella?
I think they're valid. A chip is a chip. Look at those Philadelphia 76ers with Julius Erving and Moses Malone.
Yeah.
And they got one.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people look at the Miami Heat compared to. You can't say that they were not a super team. They're supposed to win.
Miami, not one, not two, not three, right?
Yeah, they had the best player, the second best player in the league.
For sure.
So that's basically the same thing. Draymond Green on his own in a vacuum, he's not the best player. But in a team, he's crazy.
Yeah, he does.
So it's a system, right?
But he's not a Kevin Durant, though.
No.
So he's not. For me, that's the way I kind of look at it. It's kind of like even with that.
So quick questions for the year that's coming. Who do you think that's going to be in the finals? In the East End and the West End?
The East.
Who's
coming out?
Who's coming out of it?
I think the Milwaukee Bucks will come out.
The Bucks?
I think they haven't really changed their team too crazy. They have their core, they have chemistry, and they've done it before. I think they can do that. Because a lot of teams are scrambling, especially in the East. They're trying,
Right.
but they've already done it. The West, that's more difficult.
All right. And the Clippers are looking nice, but the same injuries, I guess, and people not being serious or what.
I'm gonna go for a crazy one. I'm gonna say the
Don't say
Denver
Memphis.
Nuggets.
Damn.
The Denver Nuggets. Yes.
That must be a joker.
No. They got the Lakers to Game 6, and they won by a buzzer beater by Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Jamal Murray is back.
MPJ is back.
And what's the name there? Porter?
Yeah.
But is
He's always out. He's always had some back issues.
His back issues are crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna think that he's gonna be healthy enough to do it. Jokic is crazy on his own.
Yeah, Jokic is crazy.
I think with Jamal Murray, just him and Jamal Murray, I think they can
nice.
at least get to the
Jamal Murray will
conference
come back? Because we saw Klay Thompson come back, right? And he's okay, but he's not Game 6 Klay of OKC. Like he does what he can, but he's not like lethal like he used to be. So do you think Jamal Murray would be back to him same self, or?
I think so. He's younger.
He's younger, okay.
I think also you got to give Klay Thompson some time. He was out for 2 years. That's crazy. And then if you look at it, not everything is stats, but stats. For the playoffs, they were pretty similar to his career averages. So he wasn't doing too bad. Other than the defense, fell off.
For sure.
But
you know what? It was great to have you. You definitely know your sport. The whole Magic situation is questionable, but what else like? Straight facts, baby. Thanks for having you.
Yeah. They be taking shots but no they far away. I don't need a rush, I let it fall in place, yeah. And we made the distance, and I've been hella efficient. Been dropping shit, I've been prolific, and they ain't got the drive, they do fishing. When I speak these words, better listen. I'm still on the scene, I ain't missing. You know I'm a star, I don't sit in. Whole team solid like the 05 Pistons. Put me on your squad, get your whole team lifted. And it's never tied, little nigga, you trippin'. I'ma put the city on lock like Pippin. And I'm outside, dunks on like Griffin. The other side can't catch me slipping. Know that everyone on my roster's clicked it. But you been one, cause I got that vision. Niggas can't knock me off my mission. I'm an outlast. I don't fit in with these niggas, I'm an outcast. I'm a standout. If you wanna sign a contract with these bands bout, cause there better be some meals if it's that route. Cause I promise I can do it with no handouts. Cause I've been going crazy. I've been on my lunatic lately. Baby, how I flip shit, flip the script shit, get my spit shit off the riff shit. If you diss my niggas, get your wig split. Yeah, I've been that nigga, yeah, I've been it. Yeah, I've been it. Hey, but we had a harder way. Know that I've been rolling on my harder way. If you want these problems, gotta start with me. Only breaking bread once you start with me. All these losses really took my heart away. Look me in my eyes, you seen the start today. They be taking shots, but no, they fall away. I don't need a rush, I let it fall in place. Let's go.
Well,